everybody, one of Wisdom here. It is May 4th, 2017, so May the 4th be with you. And we're going to celebrate by playing Skylanders Imaginators. So it's been a busy week. Again, I'd be at a point where I could release double videos for you, 2 times a day like I typically do. But Nintendo takes an eternity. It's amazing. I mean, before my videos even fully upload and process, Nintendo's able to come in and issue their copyright claims. And yet then when you submit them to the content creator program, like I have from my Sunday night stream, I'm talking 1-3 in the morning, I still don't have approval for those to be released to you, the viewing public. So my apologies there. I kind of wanted to just release some of the Mario Kart stuff I've done, but I guess I'll wait because I'm making myself do this. And we were actually going to come in and do Pinata's upgrades. And the reason I'm not going to do that is it's 2:30 in the morning. I have a real job because you get nothing doing this. And it's not the Soul Gem, it's not the Paths. He's actually someone just looking at this. This path is what I would initially take because it seems like it would be the most beneficial because I'm probably going to use his primary attack. Party mode should be insane. The downside to party mode is you get Everybody Dance Now, which again, cue up your jock jams from the 90s. I don't know if that's going to have the same music or not. Probably not because, again, of copyright stuff. But that's kind of where you're drawn. And then this bottom path, though, I'm intrigued by this. Shield is basically armor. After party, this is something you typically see with like Undead Skylanders. I think it could be pretty beneficial. And I am intrigued by Candy Laser. Bottom line, Pinata is someone that I would love to have 2 figures of. If we could score the variant, that would be great. But sadly, if I were to take all my YouTube earnings this year, I don't know if I could actually buy a spare Pinata. That's how sad things are. But the reason we're not going to do him right now, and I apologize because I told a couple of people that we would, I don't have the Sky Chi power. And I would have to go through Sky Fortress and get it. And then I would have to come back and we would have to record the video. And then I would have to reset him. And guess what I get to do again? Go back through Sky Fortress to get his freaking Sky Chi power again. This is one of the dumbest things they've ever done. I hate it. And it's so bad, we're going to introduce Pit Boss. This is something I've wanted to do for an eternity. I don't know of the last time, outside of Crash and Cortex, which they're kind of a different story, but I've unboxed Pit Boss and Legendary Pit Boss long ago, and we've yet to introduce them, and I'm pretty excited to. And I was thinking about it here, and I was like, well, I could make myself go through Sky Fortress. Maybe it wouldn't take too long. There was a snake in the yard yesterday. I got home from work and I was like, what is that? And, oh, it's a snake. Fantastic. And so it seems like a sign to me, so that's what we're going to do. Before I proceed, Blastertron and Tidepool. Some of you may have already picked them up. You're probably across the pond over in Europe if you have. But I kind of got a tip late last week that they were going to be released not this week, but the following week at Target, like in the ad. I think they're getting a jump on other retailers this time. Target's been doing some good things here lately. Only place with a pre-order bonus for Mario Kart 8. They're even airing their own Mario Kart 8 Deluxe promo ads and stuff. So my Target has none of the cool Mario Kart 8 shopping carts. They also didn't have a clue what I was talking about when I inquired about the pre-order Rubik's Cube thing, which is a shame because I would have ordered there and not Amazon and had the game over the weekend, and you would have been watching Mario Kart 8 Deluxe on this channel already. But I figured, like stores would be getting them obviously towards the end of the week and then sell them, Sunday with the ads, basically. Many of you have actually been able to find them and buy them, so they're not register locked. The store realistically probably should not put them out, but again, employees and management often fall short in some of the most basic duties of retail work. So if you're really, really stoked about Blastertron or Tidepool, and you've got the time or you're running your errands anyway, swing by Target, see if you can find them. I was actually out running my errands tonight, and it dumped rain. It was typical, but I took the time to case it, man, and they had nothing. So I guess I kind of missed out. Then I came home and I saw other people were like, "Oh yeah, I got those." I was like, "Freaking A." And so typically Target is like southeast pushing to the west. They sort of like Atlanta, and then that's their radius. GameStop, it's like Grapevine headquarters, and then it radiates outwards. Target's typically the southeast and pushes west. When I got out of the shower tonight, I saw Rob at CoinOp. I actually had pictures with him. And of course, he's out in the Los Angeles area. So they're probably at your Target, whether or not you have competent employees that keep them in the back until the sales circular wants them out, or if you just have people that see stuff and shelve it. It's worth a shot, especially if you're in the area anyway. So keep that in mind. But I will try when I have slightly more time to go through here. Might even stream it just so I can get another test stream in on YouTube. But while I'm here, this is my first Skylander video to cover this. Number one, Amazon sucks. They didn't get me Mario Kart 8. I've got lots of videos on that. But I'm curious right now, before we get into the action, where do you prefer to watch streams? Because if you didn't know, I've been streaming Skylanders, the blind playthrough. It's always streamed and then exported to YouTube. And obviously I'm streaming it on Twitch. When I did, Amazon again pissed me off so much, that's why I'm telling you this. I did my first ever stream on YouTube Sunday night, 1 to 3 a.m., mind you. And it was Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival, which never commands a massive audience. Particularly at that time. People into Animal Crossing typically aren't going to be up 1 to 3 a.m. on a Sunday night. But I had a pretty decent crowd, I have to say, for the game. And the feedback I got from the people there was they actually prefer streams on YouTube. And I didn't know that anyone preferred streams on YouTube. I thought everyone preferred Twitch or Hitbox or something. I've streamed on Beam before. Personally, I think their interface is the coolest. I need to make a channel update to cover this stuff. But while you're here and you're captive, hopefully, the title should tell you we're not upgrading Pinata, right? Let me know, where do you prefer to watch live streams? Because a lot of these people had never ever, people tend to have the same username. I'm one of Wiisdom here and on Twitch and Twitter. And so I recognize some of the people from the comment section in YouTube, but none of them were, like regulars on Twitch outside of Ominex. And I found that very interesting. So maybe I've been doing it all wrong. My initial thought was to diversify from YouTube. And that turns out to be a pretty good idea. I had it several years back because YouTube's gone to peanuts, basically, in terms of anything you could make off of it. The thing is, I make nothing off of anything anyway, particularly streaming. I've never gotten a dime from Twitch. I'm very close to their affiliate program, actually. I thought they should have already invited me. But, again, they are owned by Amazon, and I'm not one to ever forget when you have screwed me. You can take many things from me, and I won't take it too personally or hold it against you. But when you get between me and Mario Kart, we've got some issues. So, needless to say, when I get a little downtime, maybe we'll stream this, just running through, getting that done. But needless to say, right now, about 9 minutes in, we're going to introduce Pit Boss. I've actually already gotten them the cash. I can't remember. I may have stacked both of them with Sky Chi. I honestly cannot remember, but I do think I got both of them the cash one night when I was having to grind money for people. You usually go through cycles, of your magic items and your trap items. And I had a couple left, and I was like, well, who else needs money? And it was like, well, those guys. And I was like, well, I haven't introduced them. And I was like, well, I'm going to get it done anyway. So anyway, here we go.
The scales of justice.
That's right, Cobra Commander is in the house, ladies and gentlemen.
Greetings, Portal Master. Are your Imaginators ready to study the ways of the snake?
Okay, tell me right now, I'm not saying this guy because we want to be partial to him. You can't tell me that we couldn't have another snake sorcerer, his arch enemy, someone from the other side of the world, however you want to swing it, that would not fill in admirably for chaos in another game. I mean, it makes perfect sense. The snakes, they're always deceptive. You know, they're always slithering around. I think that has potential. Like, I realize he's a good guy, and yeah, we've got, you know, a couple of others here and there. Rattleshake comes to mind. But come on, man. I mean, give us something, right? This, it has a lot of potential. And the fact that he sounds so much, I feel like some guy that was designing this character was like, well, the voice I had in mind is actually Cobra Commander from G.I. Joe. I feel like they went and they called him up. Like they went through some like 1980s, 1990s like agent listing. And it's like, oh, here's the voice actor for Cobra Commander. And he's like, oh, yeah, I'll do it. Type of a thing. Or they just replicated it as best they could. Needless to say, I think it's pretty cool. The other thing that really intrigues me about Pit Boss, well, number one, we haven't had many sorcerers, but number two, he's got the legendary counterpart, which means I don't have to reset him, which is fan-freaking-tastic. And better yet than that, I get to see how the stats increased. The legendary so far, that's been our only point of interest. Tri-tip and legendary tri-tip, obviously. And then here with the pit bosses, if you will. So, but man, that would be such a cool addition to the realm of Skylanders. Like Skylanders 7, the snakes. You know, something like that. They're just, oh man, you could do so many things with that. But, anyway, yeah, I've got his money. Look at us go. So, oh, you know what? His wand actually looks way cooler. I like it. All right, so let's go ahead and open this up. Where maybe did I get his money on the Wii U or something? Because otherwise, if I'd have sat him down here, we would have had, I don't know what I did. It was a long time ago. This is overdue. Again, my apologies. It's a gift chest from Pit Boss. Ultimates.
Arm guards.
All-seeing eye arm guards. Plus 30 armor, plus 8 luck. Those are actually kind of cool, I have to say. And yes, go ahead. I know what the memers are thinking. Illuminati confirmed, right? We'll let Ethan throw that one down in the comments section. I'm not buying that. Get out of here. Stupid, trying to sell me something. Okay, let's go ahead. He's got a pretty sweet background story. If you didn't catch his unboxing, you should do that. And if you caught it and you wondered where the frick his introduction was, I apologize.
Statistics are my fourth favorite S word, behind snake, serpent, and slither, of course.
I like this guy. He's awesome. But that said, he would be such a wicked villain, man. And I'm so glad, like, if he would have just said it's his fourth favorite, I would have been, like, bumfuzzled by what the other three were. So, what was it? Snake, serpent, and slither. And then statistics. Very cool. I like this guy. He's neat. Pit Boss was a member of a powerful order of snake philosophers that lived high up in the great twisty mountains. Travelers would come from miles around and make the treacherous climb just to seek out the snake's wisdom. Each visitor was permitted to ask one question, but Pit Boss became alarmed when the same question was asked by several different people. How to deal with the growing threat of chaos. With such a great concern, Pit Boss knew it was time for action, not words. He left the Order of the Snake in search of this threat, and soon it was clear that chaos was worse than Pit Boss had imagined. Knowing he could not stop chaos on his own, Pit Boss joined the Skylanders, and due to his great wisdom and mystical powers, Master Eon enlisted him into the Sensei program as Sorcerer Master. Pretty cool story, right? So he sort of picture him as like the, high up in the mountain philosopher guy, and you get to the top and you blow your question, and you regret it, but he won't answer anything else because you had your shot and you blew it. That's him, right? And I have to say, going back to Giants, they're obviously bigger, but they have the light up effect. This staff would look so cool illuminated. I would envision it just like you see there in the artwork. It would be pretty sweet, I must say. So, that said, crazy 8s. That's going to be easy to document. Let's come in here. Pit Boss. I didn't look at his health. We'll get that in a second. It's probably low because he's Undead Element. Power is 8. That is great. Or attack, whatever you want to call it. Defense or armor, 8. Also fantastic. Speed and agility, 8. Luck, 8. Very cool. So, let's go ahead and we'll take a look at the upgrades here. Snake attack. This looks amazing, actually. Press X to launch ghostly snake attacks. Then we've got Slithering Soul Snake. Press and hold oh, yes. Yes. Fantastic. Undead Element characters almost never disappoint, I have to say. So press and hold B to turn into a snake. That is just serpently fantastic. We're now into the base upgrades, 579 and 1200 respectively. It's sad when that's etched in your memory, but whatever. Viper Pits is up. This is our tertiary attack. Press Y to create Viper Pits that damage enemies and make your X attacks do more damage and travel faster. Best for lasts. Do damage around you when releasing B. Okay, so I guess you hold B to be the snake, right? Oh, I wonder if that's perpetual. That would be cool. I don't know if it'll time out or you can just forever snake around. And if you snake around, are you immune to damage? We got lots to test out here. Coming up next, Pitmaster. We've got to unlock Viper Pits, the tertiary, to get this one. Viper Pits slow enemies down, and they will always take critical hits. You can also make one more Viper Pit. So, this is in fact plural, whether we make only one, and it should have been a Viper Pit, or we can make 2. I would think maybe this is 2, and then maybe this one is the 3rd one. I don't know. We'll have to figure it out. This could also be the 4th one, and maybe the first one is 3. We'll venture down this base upgrade realm and figure it all out. So, slowing enemies down, though, that'll be nice. Final base upgrade is Slither Away. Carry enemies with you when turning into a snake with B. Huh. I don't know quite how to imagine that, and I don't know... Like, it's showing chompies here, so we can assume small-scale enemies will be fine. I don't know what to expect with, like, a giant enemy type of a, like a huge Cyclops dude or something. Top path, no clue what it's called. We'll have to wait until we've done the base upgrades. Superior Slithering. You can carry one more enemy during the B attack, which, again, we don't know what that does, so don't know how to analyze it. The more, the snakier. The more enemies you carry with B, the more damage you will do. And lastly, Shedding. Leave your remains behind as a barrier when transforming back from B. I've got to say, this path right now, I don't have very much interest in. It could be phenomenal. It all hinges, obviously, on what the secondary attack is and then what this does. Personally, I was super interested in the throwing ghostly snakes and the Viper Pits. So hopefully one of those, if not both, is addressed in the bottom path. Restless Reptiles. Vipers will shoot out Viper Pits. Oh yes, that sounds amazing. Yep. Almost reminiscent of our broken analog stick right there, huh? Viper Pit Pounce, jumping while in snake form. Oh, creates a Viper Pit. You can now make up to 3 of them. Timeout. Okay, if this says you can now make up to 3 of them, that would mean we can make 1 here, and it's a Viper Pit. And then right here, you can also make 1 more. That would be 2. How do we know? Because deductive reasoning with this saying you can now make 3 means we were previously capped at 2, which would be here with Pitmaster, which leads me to question, why in the world is this tertiary attack, our first base upgrade, plural with pits, both in the title of the upgrade and in the description box below it? That's extremely misleading and would lead to disappointment had I not have already discovered that I should be pre-disappointed. It's preemptive disappointment is what we have here. So that sucks. but it still sounds cool. So it's got that going for it. And with the bottom path, if you do like Viper Pits, you can have 3 of them. Hopefully the next one is not just having 4. There's a lot more. Why has this not been addressed? Why has Snake Attack been so blatantly ignored? Because that was like the coolest first like base attack I've seen, and now we've never seen it addressed. Really restless reptiles. Vipers will continuously escape the Viper Pits and damage enemies. What a sad fate for the primary attack. It's not even mentioned on either one of these, top or bottom paths. Oh, that's brutal. Maybe that means it's like phenomenally good though. I don't know. We'll have to figure it out. So there's room for reason. And Blast, I did not already acquire the Sky Chi. But the good news is, with the introductions, I don't have to have it. So nor do I with the base upgrades. We got content for a few days. That said, Soul Gem is called the Undersnaker. Ha! I see what they did there, right? Release B while coiled in slithering snow snake. What the frick is that? Oh, that's actually okay. I did not remember it being called that. That sounded like some like final upgrade type of a thing. So release B to okay, so basically every time you use B, you're going to unleash a giant undead snake. That's pretty fantastic. The only downside to this Soul Gem is it's a huge upside to the top path, which is based entirely on the secondary attack. And subsequently, if you're down here using your tertiary attack, you're not going to be near as likely to be using the secondary attack, which means you are not as likely to benefit from the Soul Gem. That's kind of bittersweet when you've got something like that. But again, this could turn out to be phenomenal. But right now, what interests me the most is Snake Attack and the Viper Pits. But if, like I said, I don't really understand how this attacks just yet. So apparently there's coiling, which I don't even know how we do that. We'll have to figure that out too. So needless to say, I'm hoping there's a really cool Wow Pow, and it has something to do with the primary attack. Sky Chi Power. This will be found in Scholarville for the Sorcerer Shrine. It's Viper Volley. Hold right trigger to perform your Sky Chi Power. Okay, Raining Snakes is cool too. But you've got to be kidding me. This primary attack got 0 love. Nothing. And it looks so cool. Who else throws undead snakes, man? Okay, let's figure out what it does. That should be the... You know, 250, that's about what you would expect, I have to say, if you're an undead character. So there we go. Yeah, maybe like his antagonist could be still alive. A viper that's still alive. And he's killed Pit Boss. And he's this sinister snake that's slithered into Skylands. And we have to stop him. Alright? I don't know. Let's take a look at things... Okay, making sure it's... Oh, there you are. You know what? Screw it. I'm going away. Try to sell me those stupid
Skylander.
Waste my time. Not in the mood after what I've dealt with Amazon. Those cowards still haven't responded. I haven't even gotten the ubiquitous generic PR blow-off from those pansies. You make me sick, Amazon. Okay, so he's incredibly slow. Again, this is akin here in the academy. This is what we would have in game, basically. He looks really good, though. I mean, he's not got much going. He's got the gold belt, obviously, because he's a sensei. But there is the little snake detail on the robe, and the staff is pretty cool. What we see of him facially, I really like. And again, one of my favorite cars is a Viper. Huh? You hear that? He rattles when he jumps. He's not a rattlesnake, but I guess, you know, whatever. It's also kind of cool how he folds his arms in when he jumps to be, I guess, more snake-like. Again, obviously snakes don't have arms, but whatever. So primary attack. Let's look at this thing because I'm intrigued. Oh, and it comes out the staff. Okay. Oh, fantastic range. I like how it actually slithers as it's shot. Can we spam it? Pretty much. It looks like, what is he doing, a 1-2 spin or a 1-2-3 spin? Let's find out. 1-2. Yeah, I think he's doing like a 1-2 spin. It's pretty much spammable at that high rate of speed. So I'm just going to tap B right now. I know you're supposed to hold it. I just want to tap it. Okay, so instantaneous. So whenever that explosion does do damage, you can also just do that. I love his voice. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is come over to Persephone, and we are going to hold B down. Okay, that's pretty sweet. Oh, it does time out, though. That sucks. And none of those upgrades on that entire path mention like you can hold it forever or longer or travel faster. I was thinking that's how it would be. Ha, no pun intended to be. Anyway, let's count how long we've got.
Viper active.
Yeah, Viper active. Playoff hyperactive. I think 8 seconds. I wish it was 7. For obvious reasons. Consonants, right? Anyway, let's check again. I feel like it's 7.5, so we're going to round up to 8. My apologies. So, we're going to go ahead. I've got to change all this data here. 8 seconds. And I don't know if that actually deals any damage right now. 32? Oh, come on. Oh, wait. Okay.
The mystical snake sorcerer.
Ah.
Tell me now.
So if I just primary, like slow tap it, we do 21 to 32. If I go crazy, well, there we go. If I go crazy with it, we get a 36 to a 54. Let's see if we can... yeah, it's every third one, and I think it's a slightly larger snake. Or it's just shooting maybe, I don't know, venom or something. So primary attack is going to be 21 to 32. 21 to 32. And 36 to 54, and it's spammable. Always a great advertisement. Now, I've held off seeing if he has a jump attack because I hope he does. He's holding a staff, for frick's sake. Let's give the man a jump attack, shall we? Ah, okay, well, he basically lands before he shoots, almost, anyway. Jumping B actually does kind of work. Yeah, so, yeah, it's literally jump and shoot, just like Wolfgang was. That's who I copied the data of here to have mapped out for us. That said, let's go ahead and see what we can do. It didn't mention doing any damage with this thing. Oh man, I screwed that up. Okay, this is going to be insanely difficult, isn't it? Oh, well that's fantastic. They should really advise people that you get to do this. Okay, I know where we're going, folks. We're going to slowly slither downstairs to the training dummies. Okay, I was afraid if that did no damage and you were just like a cool snake type of thing. Now, the bigger question is, do we take damage in that form? And I don't know the answer to that. I assume we would have to. And the question I have then is, it's a fairly long snake. So, do we, like, if my head's over here and my tail's back right at this bush, and say a chompy bites my tail, do I take damage? I don't know what's wrong with my throat, man. I had this happen last night during Mario Kart, and then I just woke up. It was extremely, just kind of spicy. I don't know how to describe it. That said, let's take a gander here. There's the 20. Oh, does it go through enemies? Oh yeah, that's a big perk. That's a very big perk. Typically, it would just terminate upon impact, but this actually travels through enemies, so that's great. Very, very good to know. Again, jump attack looks like so. If we spam it, you can see, like, I don't know if the third snake is bigger or it just spirals more from his spin move, maybe. It's almost like he's winding up, coiling, if you will, and that torque that he's initiated is applied to the snake that's shot from the staff type of a thing. But anyway, let's see what we can do with this snake. Oh, this is great. That top path might turn out to be lethal. See what I did there. Anyway, let's see if we can just stay staked around these guys and see how many hits I can get off.
Anaconda!
What's happening is I'm getting to an edge and he's timing out, unfortunately. Which is really annoying for what I'm trying to do.
Oh yeah!
Okay, well, hey. We know that you do 24 to 36, and you could potentially do it for like up to the 8 seconds. So we're going to go ahead and label that. 8 seconds, 24 to 36. So I'm going to actually come in here and on the primary, spammable, and shoots through enemies, because that is a big deal. That's basically a situation where if I was trying to take out these two dummies, I would have to eradicate this guy first who is shielding his buddy behind him, and then, you know, shoot him 10 times or whatever. And now it's just boom, 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 they die together. Friends forever till the grave, right? And this is actually, it's pretty sweet, I've got to say. I'm kind of curious if we would, like right now, and he's got a rat. Why does he have a rattle? He's a viper, not a rattlesnake. He's not Rattleshake. Man, that makes no sense to me. Anyway, that guy, and that's super annoying that it terminates at an edge. What I'm trying to see is if the whole snake does damage. And it's just where these guys are positioned. Oh, this is annoying. Does the whole snake do damage? I don't know that it does. And it's so annoying trying to find out. Oh, God. That's just... He only seems to deal it when we've got the mouth near, and I say near loosely. Let's see, do we do any when we enter it? Not really. Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with just the 24-36, but it's just impossible to do what I'm wanting to do here. So, the range on the snake's pretty good. You can see they do terminate though, so it's not like you can wipe the screen with them. But, hey, not too bad. We've got an interesting start here.
Statistics are my
Yes.
fourth favorite S word.
So, now that we know that this actually does damage, I feel slightly better about it. Obviously, when we release B, we're going to have that, which is going to be beneficial. And then Slither Away, I still have no idea how to process that at all. I don't know if that means you like take them down to the underworld, or you can just relocate them. You can take the chompies away from the chompy pod. I don't know. We'll have to figure that out. But this whole top path is dedicated to that secondary attack, so they must have thought they were onto something. Carry one more enemy. More enemies you carry, the more damage you will do. Okay, so I guess And this says enemies, so we assume it's 2, but again, that was fraudulent thinking here. So if we're carrying 1 enemy, we might go from 24 to 25, 2 enemies, 26, 3 enemies, 27 damage type of a thing. We don't know the increments yet, but I guess that's what that is. Shedding, I guess, is sort of like a defensive mechanism, something akin to like the SSA originals, Hex's Bone Wall type of a thing. I don't know. The biggest perk I can think of for this path, not knowing exactly what this does or the increases, is that you activate the soul gem. Obviously, if you take the path, you're using it a lot. And then again, when you terminate it, or I guess it terminates itself. Now, right here, I've never released B. He times himself out. I don't know if we have to release B for this, or it's going to be a situation where every 8 seconds when it times out, it automatically does this. The catch there is going to be how much of an explosion does this do, because we'll have that on the bottom path. And then the Undersnaker obviously comes into play as well. And does it come in addition to the explosion, or do you lose the explosion when you have the top path? I don't know. It seems like with the soul gem being in place, the top path makes the most sense. But again, I can't believe the primary was never ever addressed again. Even a subtle increase or something, or like firing a 4th snake that would do like 40 to 60, something along those lines. I guess when we introduce Legendary, we will see what he looks like aesthetically and what he looks like in secondary attack form. Does he look just like Pit Boss like you see here, or does he maintain his Legendary color scheme? I am thinking here initially, standard Pit Boss would look better in snake form, the secondary attack, so he would be ideal for this top path that focuses on the secondary attack, and then we would let Legendary deal with the Viper Pits and stuff. But I don't know. We'll figure it all out. We'll introduce Legendary and kind of take it from there. But this should be an interesting upgrade session, I have to say. But anyway, I'm going to end this at 3:09 in the morning. I'm tired. I have a real job. And this is got to get processed so I can upload it so you can watch it here in a couple of 12 hours or so. But anyway, again, my apologies on Pinata. Again, right now I would probably just be starting to record the video, and I don't want to deal with that. So there's not enough benefit in me sacrificing myself even more to accomplish that. But Pit Boss, I absolutely love his dialogue, his voice. His dialogue is pretty good, not quite Taekwon Crow or Chompy Mage level of hilarity, but pretty good. His voice is spot on, I have to say. They did fantastic with that. I think if I was laying out the character, I would have done totally different attacks and upgrades. The secondary one, it's just going to all come down to kind of how it comes together. But the beautiful thing about Pit Boss, since we have a legendary version, we get to take both paths. We can have access to them at all times. We can kind of compare and contrast as we go, in addition to our direct comparison and, of course, the data on the spreadsheet. But I don't know. Again, I do everything blind, so I have no idea how either one pans out. And I haven't heard really anything outside of a few people say like, hey, could you do Pit Boss? I'm kind of interested in the guy, which means they don't have him either. I haven't really heard anyone chatter about Pit Boss, and that's kind of strange. It's almost like he's flying under the radar very significantly. But hey, we're going to get Legendary introduced next. Then we'll take these guys through their base upgrades. We have to go at some point and get the Sky Chi for these guys. And for Pinata, I'm trying to think if I have any other smashers to do. But I don't know. We'll figure it all out. I'll do all that. Maybe we'll stream it, just me going in, getting the Sky Chi, exiting the level, and going and getting more character Sky Chi. But I'm interested to see how Pit Boss pans out, because I honestly don't know. Outside of, I think, the Soul Gem going to be activated much more frequently with the top path, I honestly don't know which one will turn out to be the best. In part, we have no idea what the Viper pits really entail either. It's kind of a jumbled mess of descriptions there that we'll have to sort through. But that primary attack is amazing, and they don't tell us anything about it. Although it does look like it comes from his offhand, not the staff in that picture as well. But I don't know. We basically have a lot of questions with a Pit Boss. So that said, if anyone knows Cobra Commander from G.I. Joe, you watched the cartoons back in the day, don't you agree this sounds like pretty much a modern interpretation of Cobra Commander? You know? Anyway, I will wrap this up. OneOfWiisdom.com is the website. Follow me on Twitter. I will always tweet before I go live, whether I go live on Beam, YouTube, Twitch, some other sites. Again, I want your feedback on that if you don't mind. And we're gonna get cranking here and have a good time. So that said, maybe I'll, since I've got this video to edit and process, render out, if you will, maybe I'll run in and get the sorcerer stuff going here. I don't know. But that said, thanks so much for watching. I've got a lot of Nintendo videos. Amiibo Festival from our stream the other night. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, a lot of that stuff coming. I'm just waiting for Nintendo to greenlight it. So that said, thanks so much for watching. I'll catch you back here as we introduce legendary Pit Boss. So stay tuned for that.